So as I mentioned, I have participated in a lot of projects, but I should mention that this one was kind of special in the sense that, first of all, we were so many people in this project with so many diversity, so many different cultures, which I was very happy to discover. Because at the same time there were many similarities, and at the same time there were very many differences, which I was very happy to discover. And that time I was a little bit really overloaded with my work, and I was even thinking to go or not to go, because I had many deadlines. I had this like fight inside me. If I go, will I manage my work or not? But in the end, I decided that maybe I will not have any other chance to go to Jordan. So I decided that, okay, I will do my work when I'm back. I am ready even to work at nights to manage whatever I have to do. But this is the chance that I should take. And I'm very happy that I did it. I don't regret doing that, because it was really very exciting experience for me. First of all, discovering the country, discovering the very hospitable people of Jordanian people. It was really amazing. We were walking on the streets, and how people were ready to help you, how hospitable and friendly they were. It was really, really very impressive and very exciting. Discovering Petra and the Wadi Rum was really very impressive. This is something that is in front of my eyes, let's say, every day. I will never forget these impressions that I got from the study visit. The program was very good in the sense that it was relaxing. Though I was really stressed because of my work and deadlines that I had, but the program, the exercises, this meditation that we did during the study visit, it really helped me to relax, to be cut off from the work for at least for this week, and to enjoy the moment there in Jordan. This is something that it was really very important for me, and I appreciate it a lot. And the country, discovering the country and the people, the cultures, it was really valuable and worth doing. For that's what, and also why not future partnerships that I'm sure that we will have in the future. We are now working on a project idea that we want to continue and develop, and have another project with some of the partners of the study visit. So it was really productive and memorable experience for me.
Great to hear your experience also. Do you still practice one of the meditation things or something that you mentioned now at home? Or was it just during the week that you meant?
I wouldn't say that I do practice it a lot, but sometimes when I feel that I'm overwhelmed with the work, sometimes it helps. Yes, I just remember Neila's words and how we did it there, and sometimes it works. Of course, I don't do it regularly, but sometimes I use it.
Very interesting. I'm always collecting methods to have, you know, in daily stress life, like 5 minutes mental break. So if you recall any of those techniques, I would love to hear them tonight also to all of you. What about Gianluca? It's been 5 or 6 weeks now. What are your feelings when thinking back of study week in Jordan?
Thank you for the heads up, Laura. I wanted to follow up on Mariam, especially in this last part, because I think depending on what job we are working on, but many of us are all the time in front of a computer, in front of a screen, in front of whatever technology. So what I recall, looking back, is that when you are in a group context, it's somewhat easier because you are guided, to do some kind of practices, which can be meditation or yoga. While at home, for whatever reason, you may have deadlines, and you struggle. I mean, personally, at least I struggle a little bit more to convince myself to have this time off. Let's say like this. One technique, I don't know if I can call it this, but something that helps me is that we have two dogs with my family, so very banal. I mean, a couple of times a day, I go out and I spend, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes outside. This is sort of a constriction because I have to do it because they need to go out, but at the same time, for me, it's very beneficial, I think, mentally, because it really like brings me out of the pressure and whatever work I'm working on for a few minutes at least, for a couple of times a day. So that's a technique that really works well for me and sport in general. Um, Unfortunately, maybe we didn't do enough sport. We didn't do a lot of sport there in Jordan, but it was still a reminder for me that I have to dedicate time to that as well. And so that's something I'm trying to do in my daily routine. But I mean, in general, it was a very important experience. I think on two levels. Uh, at first, because as organization for us, it was actually the first time we were participating in a project as Europiamo, and actually in the team with Federica, Gianluca, and Marianna. Some of us didn't never met each other in real life, only Zoom like this. So to be there actually together for a week, it was very very important for us because we could actually talk and go deeper into some topics, even some project that we were working on. It was something we really needed, I think, on a human level, on a personal level. And to do that in Jordan, it was very special because we never been there. So for us, it was also very like inspiring to be there, to see things around, to actually have some time also to visit the desert and then to go to Petra as well. So the combination of it was very special, and we were surrounded by so many countries. Some of those I never encountered them in a project, and I did a lot of mobility. So it was also an experience for me because we could build this relationship with countries we never visited. We never got to, and at least personally, I never got in touch with people living there. So this is also like a reminder of what we can do through Erasmus, and I think this is a big lesson for all of us. And it's becoming in the last years, it became sort of a direction for my life, to work in this kind of project. And I also remind myself that we can really make the world more connected, and we can work together on common topics, on common ideas. So that's in a project like this where we were so many people in so many countries is one of the best learning that I had. And I really needed it also because it was very intense, November and December, and so to be there for a few days, it was also very very helpful on a mental health level, I would say. And yeah, as Mariam said before, there's some potential collaboration projects coming up. I hope we manage to do some follow-ups, some activities. And I think that's the best, one other important learning really to bring home. And because we know organization that we can collaborate with, and I think that's the basis to build even stronger connections, stronger collaboration. So looking forward, either in Jordan or somewhere else, to meet each other again. And really thank you also for the invitation. But I'm thankful in general for the opportunity that we had to come there.
Great to hear your thoughts about the week in Jordan. And are you still in contact? You mentioned the dynamics of future cooperation, these things. Is there actually already something you could report? How do you stay in contact with these people now?
But I think for now, just some emails. So there is some potential collaboration. I think the interesting output was also that the last 2 days we worked also on some proposals when we were in Amman. So there were this brainstorming, different tables, different thematics, and people were bringing out ideas. I think that's very important in a project like this because there is for sure some potential and some ideas to do things together when you meet with these kind of people in these kind of environment. And you need to dedicate some time so the ideas can go around and then brainstorm a bit. And so we are just in contact via email, I think, for now, but there are deadlines approaching if we want to work with Erasmus. So for sure, it's going to be a little bit more intense in the next few weeks. And we need to get in contact more frequent to see if we can really present a proposal, at least that, and then we'll see if we can do it or not.
Thank you for clarification. And also what caught my attention, you said that in your group you were, I don't know, 4 people, all from Italy, but you met in Jordan for the first time. How is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, we are actually all from Italy, but some people are either studying around or anyway they're still deciding what to do and where to live. So I don't know if actually in 1 year from now we will gonna be all in Italy. Probably not. We'll see. But it was the first time that Federica met the other Gianluca. I knew everybody and I met everybody before, but they met for the first time there in Amman, in the airport actually. And it was actually very interesting because it was a long trip as well, and we were waiting for 1 or 2 hours for Federica at the airport, and so it was meaningful for us because really we spent so much time online with these people the last 2 years. I mean, I don't know, but I think 60 or 70 hours minimum on Zoom and Meet calls, and it's a big number. So it's sort of emotional, you know, to finally meet in person.
That sounds super exciting. So it was really a networking event also. Hello, Ayman. Welcome. I'm great that you have time to join us. How are you doing?
I'm so sorry. Actually, I have a new project started today. I know it's weekend, but I need to use this weekend because no rush in the downtown. So my project is in the city center. Because of that, I'm late a bit. I'm sorry for that.
No worries.
I missed this this session. To be honest, I was very excited to attend it, but unfortunately, I lost it.
Well, now you're here. That's the most important thing. And tonight we are talking about the study week that took place last December in Jordan. And we have many participants joining here tonight, and we are discussing their experiences. And have you ever participated in an Erasmus or in general exchange program to go somewhere abroad?
Yeah, actually in Algeria, in Kurdistan, and in Jordan, and yeah, this is the main, yeah.
Okay, so you were quite experienced also. Was it directly Erasmus, or what was the name of these projects? Might be interesting for some of us.
I think in Algeria was in, okay, I'm not very old. It was 2003.
That's okay.
20 years ago. It was about artists, I guess. I think about artists in general, yeah. The second one was in 2008, yeah, in Kurdistan. I think it was about a woman. I think about women and the interaction or participation for women in the in politics or decision makers. Yeah, was about that in Jordan a lot. Not only 1 or 2. A lot of exchanges was in Jordan.
Great, thank you. So we get to know you a little bit. That's good. Welcome. So yes, Dr. Taleb.
What do you want me to say, Laura?
He has been in India for a very extraordinary exchange.
If you would like to know where I was, I had visited many countries. I have visited most of the European countries, United States, most of the approximately 24 states. I visited Sudan, Tunisia, Egypt, Yemen, Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, whatever. But I would like to visit also Morocco.
What about Ireland, doctor?
والله ما جيت عليها, but yes, I was there, yeah. I was in Great Britain, London, and Reading, and I was in Sweden, Norway. wherever, most of them only except some areas, but Italy also, Greece, and
All of these are,
yeah.
doctor, are exchanges, youth exchanges?
I have
Exactly. Good
visited all
question.
these. Yeah.
We are talking about exchanges, not the list of the.
Yes. Mainly exchange. Yes. Through
Tell us how. Tell us how.
culture. No, cultural exchange. Mainly, I had been invited to these countries through what do you call cultural exchange projects. Yes, that's it. Yeah.
So can you
Uh,
share one special moment of what you have learned about a different culture?
The main thing that I studied or that I gained from this experience is to respect the other, because I remember one day as I was in Germany, we were sitting together in a round table, and there was a Buddhist girl from Myanmar. And she spoke seriously that her mother had visited the tomb of Buddha, and she could not look to his bones because they were shining extensively. I started laughing. Oh, how it comes that a dead body has these bones? And so she became very furious and very angry. And from that time, I calmed her and I said, okay, no problem. I learned that if anybody says that the ice is hot, in his religion, that ice is hot, you respect whatever he believes, because religions are not to discuss. He believes, this is his beliefs, and you have to respect. And this is one event, and there are many other events, but this is one of them that I learned, that to respect the others' beliefs and the others' faiths, whatever they are. This is his faith, and you have to respect it. What
Thank
else
you.
more
That's very
here?
interesting to hear, like always, your stories.
But
Thank
also
you.
in India, and Mamoon was with me also. But I had been twice to India, Mamoon. The one before my born, and it was in Kerala by Abraham Karikam. You know him, I'm sure. Yes. And there, it's usually what we see in Jordan and Palestine and in every country here, Arab country, that the south is less developed than the north. But in India, it is reversible. The south, which is Kerala, is more developed than the north, where some years later, I visited in Calcutta and Mayapur. People in the south are more developed and more rational, more non-fanatical, more tolerant than those in the north. Even the environment is more clean. Yes, that's another thing. But that never take any stereotypic point of view before seeing it on the ground. Yes.
Thank you. And with that, I would like to go on to our next part of the session. I'm also looking to the time. We have around 30 minutes remaining. And I have 4 photographs. 4 people here in this session have shared their photographs with me. And I'm very excited to hear the story behind. So is it okay? I wanted to start with Ahmad's photo, but yeah, here you are. Is it okay if we start with your photo?
Yes, it's okay.
I'm going to share my screen. There we are. Okay, it's your turn. What is special about this photo? What happened there? Where is it actually?
Okay. I want to speak in Arabic and maybe Imad can help me with translate.
Please, go ahead. Yes.
مرحبا عماد، جاهز؟
أنا جاهز.
طبعا هذه الصورة كانت في وادي رم.
This picture was in Wadi Rum.
كانت هي بالنسبة لي كانت الجزء الأكثر متعة في وادي رم لركوب الجبال.
It was the most interesting thing in the trip for Ahmad.
يس وكمان يعني كان طول عمري كان نفسي أجربها مع إنه الأردن جنبنا. كانت يعني الحمد لله مع هذا البرنامج كان لي فرصة إني أجرب هاي الرحلة.
He always wanted to visit Wadi Rum and ride the jeeps. That was one of his interests, and he did it when he came to Jordan.
يس وكمان في هذا المكان كان في صفاء ذهني بالنسبة لنا وكمان
he had a clear mind in the place.
وكمان في هذا المكان كانت سهرة يعني صرنا كلنا مع بعض ثقافات مختلفة رقصنا رقص مختلف وصرنا وغنينا أغاني مختلفة من كل الدول تقريبا.
We all had a great night singing and partying and singing from different countries, different language, different culture.
يس ويعني أنا حبيت هذيك الليلة لأنها كانت فعلا صفاء ذهني كامل يعني وكانت بالنسبة لي حققت هدف كل الدراسة لأنه كان المكان اللي فيه تعرفنا على بعض أكثر وكمان كانت استرخاء بالنسبة لي.
For him, he loved the that night because we all partied together. We all got to know each other more, and we had a lot of fun there. And thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. So I'm going to surprise you with the next photo. Okay, sharing my screen now. Who has chosen this beautiful photo?
This is my photo actually. It's also from the desert, Wadi Rum. I think for the most of us, this was the most special part of the study visit. This was the second morning of, I think, second day that we came. I was up from 5 a.m. I was waiting for the sunrise, and I can say that it was worth it. We had this beautiful view, and I'm very happy that it was my first time in the desert, and it was so special. I love the food, I love the good company, we had a nice party, and I'm really happy that I was a part of this experience and this study visit.
Thank you so much. Can I ask you, did you take the photograph?
Yes.
Wow, really credit to you.
Thank you so much. I love it also. It's one of my favorite pictures from the trip.
Yes. Okay, I opened the third photograph and you will see a surprise where we are. I guess I know this is also Wadi Rum.
Yeah, it's my photo.
Yeah.
Actually, seems like we all chose photos from Wadi Rum. And for me, why I chose it, of course, there were many photos that I couldn't decide which one to choose, but I chose the one from Wadi Rum because it was the first impression, because Petra was later. And I wanted to have the first impressions that I had. So, and for me, it was very, very impressive to be in this desert, to be cut from the world, let's say, and to be as if in a movie, because I saw these kind of things only in movies, and I couldn't imagine that I appeared there myself. And it was very impressive to see how huge it is and how small we can be in it. And also we were one with the nature and with the people. We didn't have telephones, we didn't have internet, and it was something that was very impressive, and it was very good to be there for that, especially for that moment, to be right there, to be cut from everything, just to be there, to enjoy the moment, to enjoy the nature, to see all this beauty with your own eyes, to experience it, and to spend time with people, to interact with them, and as my friends already mentioned, just to spend time together, to enjoy, to learn from each other, and to discover everything. Otherwise, if you are somewhere with internet and mobile connection, you just miss this moment and you don't enjoy it. But here we just enjoyed, we were right in the place, enjoying the moment.
Thank you so much. You know how I feel right now? I would like to go to Wadi Rum exactly in this minute after these nice stories. And also I liked, you know, the big cliff in the background, and then the super tiny human beings in the center of the image. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for this. Now I'm going to share the photo of Gianluca. But first, what do you guess? Gianluca's photo is from Wadi Rum or not?
Wadi Rum.
Wadi Rum.
How many Wadi Rum? 1, 2.
I'm not in one. I guess you know that's the all participant in one picture in front of the hotel. I think this picture.
Okay. You're brave. You're not saying yes or no to Wadi Rum. You know exactly what picture he's going to show. Let's see who is right. You're going to win a free access to the cultural cafe, 2 weeks, actually.
Wow.
Everybody's surprised now. It's like they didn't expect it. But it was close enough. I think. No, it's not Wadi Rum obviously, but Manar got closer because it's in the hotel. I mean, at least in the surrounding of the area. No, but I chose this one because I think, you know, it gives a good impression of us as a team, but also being there. And actually, you can see the Turkish group on the right. They were in their traditional dress, and it was very nice because we actually could hear great stories from all the countries during the intercultural evening. We could taste some delicious food from again very different regions of Europe and Middle East, and as the Italians usually do, we were really not prepared for this, so we just brought very few things and put them on the table and try to make a good impression anyway. But I think it was a lot of fun for us. And at the end of the day, like it was a very cool moment. So really, like you see how people are proud of their culture, of their heritage, of where they're coming from, of their food, which is a great element to show, you know, your culture. And I think that was a cool impression. And I really like the picture as well because people are smiling, and I have this weird impression, I think, because I'm like applauding probably because the other Gianluca, who is not in the picture, was telling something fun about Italy somehow. I don't remember what, but he was just speaking about it, and I was there like celebrating this. I don't know. I just like this picture particularly, so I chose this one. But I have many nice ones from Wadi Rum as well, because it was a fantastic place and a fantastic experience there as well. So it's not to be, you know, against Wadi Rum at all, but this one was also a good memory for me.
Thank you. May I ask you what's actually on the table? Do you remember?
Sure. Yes, it's mostly sweet, but there is in the middle, the middle plate. It's called taralli. let's say it's a salty biscuit, kind of. But the one on the left and the one on the right, they are the same kind of sweet biscuit, and they are more from my region, let's say. And also the color, I don't know how to call them, like the small ones, like the candies. They have the colors of the Italian flag. They're also from Piedmont, my region, which is the same region of Mariam and Gianluca, actually. And they are done with hazelnuts and chocolate. And I mean, those are very typical things. Taralli are actually from the south, so where Federica is from. So we tried also to balance a bit, because Italy is also a big country, so to have a bit of everything from our own regions and cultures.
Thank you very much. That's such a lovely insight, you know, to see all these photographs and hear the stories. And I think also Imad, he was touched by your stories, because he has chosen also an image to present right now. So we still have a little bit time left, and I'm going to share my screen for a last photograph. And then we listen to Ahmad. Here you go. The floor is yours, Imad.
Well, I have a question about this picture for the participants. Do you remember who this person is, or do you know who?
Kibar, maybe?
I think Kibar. No, it's not Kibar.
No, Kibar. In that day, Kibar wear red sweat.
Mariam? Mariam? No.
I think from Austria. From
No, it's from
Austria.
Finland, I think.
So I think also
Finland, correct.
From Finland, yes.
Correct.
Who?
Well, I just bring this picture because I didn't know. I have so many pictures. I didn't know which one to choose. So I decided to choose the first picture that will come up on my phone. And this was the first picture to show, which is reminded me of us going on the mountain. And everybody was thinking we're not going to make it to see the sunset. Then we went from the other side of the mountain. Then we thought it's a dead end, but we made it finally on time, which is a good memory. It was relaxing, was more than yoga for me. Also climbing and just getting there and having all this thoughts and good memories. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Imad. Thanks all of you. So in the last 10 minutes of this session, I would raise also a little bit the benefit for the people who haven't been participating in the study week. So after we giving them the emotional pleasure right now of, you know, going through these nice moments we had, let's give them also something technical, maybe about digitalization or mental health, a very good tool that you learned new, be it from the speech of Dr. Naila, be it in the informal exchange during the cultural nights. Take a minute, reflect what was maybe the most useful exercise you have done, because, you know, we are all engaging also in our own projects, and we could use these tools or methods in other trainings or seminars here in Jordan or wherever we are.
Laura? Laura? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
please. Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. In fact, I like this activities very much, so much. And in fact, I'm astonished. I haven't been informed about these activities. This is why where we. Why I should be with you in that time, or at least I can participate in inviting many youth from many countries related to such study. And I think there are many youth people interested in this study, and they contribute effectively from their experiences, from their background, or from their countries, and maybe can give their advices, their contribution in this event. So would you please inform us about such this in the future, or at least tell us how can we invite others, or we can participate?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very interesting question. Is it, maybe Mamoun knows more about it? Is it open application, or how can one participate?
Yes, regarding this project was written by Austrian organization in cooperation with Desert Bloom, and the implementation in Jordan. Frankly, we won't have power over selecting the countries and the NGOs part of this training. But I sent a message for Desert Bloom volunteers, if you know this WhatsApp group, inviting them to the cultural cafe, and we received about, to the cultural night. And we receive around 15 young people from Desert Bloom volunteers coming and join the night. They enjoy dancing, dabka, and seeing other dances from other cultures. So normally we invited people to the public event within the Erasmus Plus projects. So next time I will tell you in person. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mamoun. So maybe to come back to my original question, now that you had some minutes to reflect, is there anything you could share to finish off the cultural cafe with a nice idea what we could also use in our trainings, a method or a team activity, or something very easy to focus again in your daily routine, something on mental health, what you could do in the office?
I can say for me, I
Yes.
started to implement meditation in my daily life. Before this study visit, I didn't actually quite believe that I can be like so calm, that it would be so good for me. But after the session in Jordan, actually, I tried it at home. I have troubles with insomnia actually, and it is helping me so much with this also. Every night before I go to sleep, I find some YouTube video about meditation. I put it on and it helps me so much. Also, I think that it helps me so much with stress. And other thing that I would like to say, it was that in Wadi Rum, 2 days without signal, it was like the best thing ever for me. I like that we couldn't be on social media. We couldn't like share everything. We couldn't speak with our other friends. We had to be there in moments. So maybe it's also important in our daily life, just sometimes to disconnect from the social media world, to be present with the people that are right now in the room with us, and to make more out of real connections in real time than to focus on social media. For me, this is the most valuable lesson from this study visit.
That's great. 2 advices straight away from your side. Thank you for this. So being present in the moment, which you can achieve the most easiest if you disconnect from all other sources distracting you. And the second one, meditation. Yes, Mana, please.
Laura? Yes, I do believe digitalization is the language of this world, everything now we can see over the world. So it's so important to learn how to deal with these technologies, how to use Facebook, Instagram, social media, all of them. You can receive your country, how people live in your country. Like, for example, here in Palestine, that's important for us, so important, because world now can see the real picture, how Palestinians live in Palestine, and etc. So that's important for us, how to learn using this social media, and how to make a video, and how to take a picture, and how to present it for the world. I think it was so important for us to learn this issue. In other hand, as you said, what we learned in Cultural Day, it was so interesting day. We know many cultures, I never forget, like Armenia, Turkey, Spain, Italy, Algeria, how they present their food, cultural, all this food, and how the way they think. It's so important. We get so close for each other in Cultural Day. I think that's it. I had so interesting in this experience. It was really, really amazing experience. We learned a lot and a lot and a lot. And I do believe when we how to learn it's to put yourself in the action. Like when we visit Wadi Rum and Petra, we put ourselves how the mental health going on. We as Ahmad said, mind clear. We get mind clear how the world is going on. You have a chance to think free, to think, to see the natural, how huge of mountains. That was amazing.
That's so interesting to hear now, also from the part, from the main topic, digitalization, because we had the two topics, mental health and digitalization. Digitalization. So thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Maybe one more person could share something. Imad, yes, the floor is yours.
Yes, I just want to remind the participants that were with us, you cannot remember everything that we have learned, but through life, if you come through any problem or any issue, you will remember it. You will have it in action because you have learned that. You might not remember the actual tool, how to deal with it. One of the main things that I learned in the project was to let go, to say how you feel. Don't keep it inside. So I think this is something that we should all do, not to keep anything inside, just say it, say how you feel. Doesn't matter what's the reaction. Most of the time, it should be good, not bad. You might be fired from work, but it's better for you. So yeah, this is what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Imad. How do you feel right now about the Cultural Café? Just let it go. Just share it with us.
I can say something just to, to give you a summary of my experience in Erasmus Plus. We started this like 20 years ago when it started in Jordan. I think in 2000, in 2000, yes, was started, and Jordan was able to host Euromed projects. And I've seen how people are changing. most people who started with us, they become a real global citizen. And most of them now spread it all over the world. It's open a lot of options for young people. It's a very good, the word civilization is a big word. It's like, you know how to act, you know how to care about each other, you know how to care about environment. This is not easy to gain, except if you have the chances like to be a global or to have a global mindset with experience like engaging with other peoples. And I discovered that we all isn't advanced or more advanced human. We are all the same. We are simple people. We are running by supreme, let's say, governments, but at the end of the day, individuals are individuals. We are all the same, and we need to learn from each other, and we need to trust each other to make our world a better place. So humans is the change-making drivers on earth, not government. So I encourage everybody to be engaged in this global, let's say, exchanges or cooperations in different names, because this is the good for humanity. Trust me, I've seen for the last 20 years, many young people who became very effective, active citizens across the globe.
Thank you for sharing these wise words, and also a very beautiful end to this cultural cafe tonight. So I think we have reached quite a lot tonight, not only sorting out our own memories, our own experiences that we had, but also finding words for the feelings that we had during that time, sharing it also here in our Zoom session with the UI MENA folks, and hopefully inspiring a lot of people worldwide once we uploaded the video on YouTube, how it can look like to be a participant in Erasmus Plus Study Week. Thank you all for being part of this cultural cafe. I wish you a very good evening wherever you are, in whichever country you go to bed tonight. And hopefully see you soon.
Thank you. يا مأمون بس
Thank you, Laura.
سؤال قبل ما تروح يا مأمون.
Bye.
Yes.
شو صار يا مأمون؟ هي مضى شهر ويومين، قلت لنا خلال شهر الأمور بتكون معلولة.
خلال أسبوعين بنرد لك خبر.
ما هو أنا بدي أروح على أمريكا. اوعى قبل. الله يبارك فيك ويلا يعطيكم العافية. باي باي. Wish you all the best.
Goodbye everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. 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 See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Good evening.
Evening.